Hey y'all, my name is Allison. I'm an elementary French teacher in Vermont, and I had watched Tina's video of her classroom sort of walking around and showing things and showing how she does things, and I thought it was really cool. And I kind of wanted to do the same thing, not necessarily to say, this is absolutely how I do it and I'm only going to do it this way. It's almost a opportunity for me to get some feedback from y'all and bounce ideas around, because seeing other teachers' classrooms I think is fantastic. We don't really get to do it very often. I'm gonna just sort of turn around a little bit and start at my door, just kind of show a few things. On my windows I have some rejoinders with my Bitmoji that I created, which you'll see a lot around my room. I was really excited when I sort of came up with that idea to use that for rejoinders. So those are around, and I'm really trying to set my room up so that there's going to be, I'm really giving the kids a lot of opportunity to, eliminate English from what they say. I'm pretty good about sticking in French, but it can be hard for me to get the blurting in English under control. So I'm really working hard this year. That's one of my main goals. So I have my Super 6 posters up there. They're not super fancy. They're not super beautiful. They're pretty basic, but I'm okay with that for this. As you can see, I have my date and month and year and stuff, little things on my board. And I'll show you down here. God, this is kind of hard to do. Tina, how did you do this so easily? Down here I have my days of the week and months of the year, so we can use that to talk about the calendar. I have my little Francais on one side and then English on the other. I'm really bad about sticking with that, so I'm hoping to have an English police who will throw a ball at me when I go into English without asking permission. And then over here, I have C'est possible, mais c'est normal. I've actually been debating about whether or not I should take that down, just because, you want, sometimes not normal is okay in a classroom, and so I'm kind of debating on that one. And then the other thing I have is a little grid. That's where I keep the number of minutes that the kids are in French. And so I add them up at the end of the week. It is a competition between the classes. It worked exceedingly well with my 6th grade last year. I had classes getting up over 60, 70 minutes of pure French, and it was just amazing to see. So I'm hoping to do that again this year. I have several question word posters around, so that I can access them in different places. There's one here. I'm going to walk over and kind of show you my favorite question words, and I actually rearranged them a little bit recently. So up here on the wall are my question words that have my Bitmoji on them, and I'm excited to do something that I saw or heard from Jason Fritz this summer, where it's underneath each question word we're gonna put places. So in the when, I'd say Thursday, or in the summer, and then the where, supermarket, things like that. So to really get some vocabulary that they can easily access, that has to do with those question words. And then that Batman thing, I was pretty psyched about that, because I was like, what am I going to put under the Y? And so I found this because I'm Batman. And so I was kind of excited about that. So this here is my part of my FVR library. I should actually take you to the other part. I'm in a different room this year. It's a square room, and so it is a little bit of a smaller space than what I'm used to, but this is a cart that wheels, so I can kind of move that around and pull it out so that kids can access the books when we do FVR. And then I've got some magazines over here too. And I don't know if you've noticed, I don't have any big lights on. I like to use ambient lighting because I like the way it feels. I think it's nice for the kids. It keeps me a little bit calmer, which is not always easy to do. So here's sort of my big thing that I would love to have some feedback on. So I've gone deskless, as you can see. And so I just have these rows of chairs, which I'm totally psyched about. I'm really, good with that. Last year, I did this experimental thing where I ordered some different kinds of chairs. There are these things called peanuts. Those are the green things. You can either kind of straddle them or sit on them, 90 degrees from that. And then I have these basically they're giant bean bags called Yogi Bows that the kids can sit on. I think some of my other favorites are these things called, it's called a bungee chair. And I should have set one up. Actually, I'll do that and then I'll post another video of it. And so when I introduced the seating last year, it was basically just desks gone, chairs gone, and I immediately went to those kind of funky chairs. And it was a little bit crazy. There was one class that it was really amazing how they transformed and how they were able to just kind of become different kids. They were much more attentive. It had been a really squirrely class. And so they really changed. It was great. Some kids, it was a little bit harder. So this year I'm setting it up so that I have the regular chairs like you saw. And then they earn the right to get a special chair. So I'm still kind of figuring that out. It's been amazing, and in some ways it was really hard last year having that sort of alternative seating. But the kids really liked it. But it was like, okay, at what point do I say, you know what, you have lost the privilege of using that chair? So I'm really hoping that setting it up this year so that everyone starts in a regular chair, and then they get to go to the special chair. I'm hoping that that'll sort of solve some of those issues. What else did I want to show? So the other thing that I've really been thinking about is really narrowing down rules. And so I took sort of 3 rules that I've seen kind of bouncing around. Annabelle had them at our Vermont conference this summer. And really just trying to get it down to the bare necessities. So I have these little, again, they're my Bitmoji. And so the top one is supposed to be kind of, respect, like hang in there. If things get hard, you can do it. It's sort of an all-encompassing, like, just sort of be a responsible, good student. No English. And then the bottom one is the eyes and ears make for happy things. Our school philosophy is what we call ROCKS, which is respect, responsibility, ownership, cooperation, kindness, and safety. And so I have that there so I can refer to that as necessary. And then the final thing that I sort of did over here is on the bottom, it says one person speaks, the others listen. So I've put those in areas that I can easily access them with my laser pointer. And so there's that. And then just as an elementary teacher, I'll just kind of show you some of the stuff that I use. I have all of my stuffies, which are my biggest props, they're all categorized. And so that's kind of fun to talk about. And then over here, I have a set of drawers that have all of my food props in them. And then the pièce de résistance, I travel for kindergarten. And so my mother managed to procure a shopping cart for me. So that's actually my cart. That's what I use to go from room to room. And then I found, I thought of the idea of using a shoe holder to put my traveling stuffies in. So that's been super fun. It's really kind of an interesting, creative way to travel. I use a kazoo as my horn when I'm going through the hall. So that announces my arrival and kids get out of the way. So it's kind of, it's fun, it's funky, it's different, and the kids are kind of like, oh my god, she has a shopping cart. And another teacher who said, oh, whenever I see you with that, I always think of a Stepford wife, and I thought that was kind of funny. So anyway, that's my room. I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of props and things like that. The custodians were like, you have so much stuff when they moved my stuff this year, but it's kind of who I am. I think I inherited it from my mother. So I'd love some feedback. What do you guys think? What do you think is great? What do you think is terrible? Where do you think... Oh, wait, one last thing I want to show y'all. So speaking of props, I have this little box down here. And I found these amazing emoji pillows. And so I got a bunch of small ones and medium-sized ones, and then baby ones. And they're just so much fun. The kids are like, oh my God, she brought in emojis. And, you know, that's kind of an aspect of personalization. It was what I was thinking when I did the Bitmojis as my rejoinders and stuff. And, you know, it's relevant to their lives. And I find that really creates a relationship when the kids are like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, she knows what we know, and she's not a super old lady. I'm getting there, but so anyway, thanks for watching if you made it to the end. And I really hope that some of you will respond and let me know what you think. Tomorrow's our first day, so respond quickly. Anyway, thanks y'all, and have a great day.